with you and a warm welcome to you from all of us here at Powerscourt with Kilbride. It's Sunday the 17th of October, and today, as our first reading, we hear again the beautiful poem that appears towards the end of the book of Job, where God responds to Job from a whirlwind. "Where were you," he asks, "when I laid the foundations of the earth?" There's a reminder for us today about God's protection, about his divinity, and there's a comfort in this, that the creator of all there is, who we think we know, but really we don't know half enough about. This creator of all there is holds us carefully in the palm of his hand. As we come into God's presence, wherever we may be this day, as always, we take time to prepare ourselves, to ready ourselves to receive God's word, and to acknowledge his presence with us now.
The first reading is from Job 38, beginning at verse 1. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind. Who is this that darkens counsel by words without knowledge? Gird up your loins like a man. I will question you, and you shall declare to me. Where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? Tell me if you have an understanding. Who determined its measurements? Surely you know. Or who stretched the line upon it? On what were its bases sunk? Or who laid its cornerstone when the morning stars sang together and all the heavenly beings shouted for joy? Can Can you lift up your voice to the clouds, so that a flood of waters may cover you? Can you send forth lightnings, so that they may go and say to you, "Here we are"? Who has put wisdom in the inward parts, or given understanding to the mind? Who has the wisdom to number the clouds? Or who can tilt the waterskins of the heavens, when the dust runs into a mass and the clods cling together? Can you hunt the prey for the lion, or satisfy the appetite of the young lions, when they crouch in their dens, or lie in wait in their covert? Who provides for the raven its prey, when its young ones cry to God and wander about for lack of food?
The Gospel reading today is from St. Mark. Coming not to be served, but to serve. James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came forward to him and said to him, "Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you." And he said to them, "What is it you want me to do for you?" And they said to him, "Grant us to sit, one at your right hand and one at your left, in your glory." But Jesus said to them, "You do not know what you are asking. Are you able to drink the cup that I drink, or be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with?" They replied, "We are able." Then Jesus said to them, "The cup that I drink, you will drink, and with the baptism with which I am baptized, you will be baptized. But to sit at the right hand or at my left is not mine to grant, but it is for those whom it has been prepared." When the 10 heard this, they began to be angry with James and John. So Jesus called them and said to them, "You know that among the Gentiles, those whom they recognize as their rulers lord it over them, and their great ones are tyrants over them. But it is not so among you. But whoever wishes to become great among you must be your servant. And whoever wishes to be first among you must be slave of all. For the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life a ransom for many."
To this day, although many years have passed, I can still see the figure of the man I encountered in ministry a long time ago now, who stood in the very centre of his house on the day of the funeral of his little boy. And I remember his words. He simply said, "What am I going to do now?" What he actually did was to put one foot in front of the other, and that was all. He managed to get himself seated in the pew of his local church, and for the years that were to come, he sat there. Initially, I would say, with the very heart inside himself numb, but he had made it there. So many people lose their faith in God, or become disillusioned and disappointed in God, or incredibly angry at God, because they perceive him as having taken somebody they love, or having caused something to happen. Could I offer today the theology that might say to you that instead of taking someone we love, it's God who receives them back to himself when our arms no longer can hold them. Instead of abandoning us in our time of need, it's God that, although unseen, is sitting in the very depths of our despair with us. It's not about blame any more than it's about hierarchy. In our gospel, the disciples fight for a place beside the Christ. All the time he is saying to them, that's not what God and his kingdom is about. It's about accompaniment. It's about the recognition of our unity in suffering as well as in joy. It's about the recognition of another person's suffering through our own human experience and suffering. And it's about servanthood. It's about reaching out a hand and saying, can I help you in this? Because I too know how you must be feeling. Success in life is not about avoiding suffering. It's about what we do when we face these things that we need to encounter. And my prayer for you today is that you know a God, the God that I know, who is with me every step of the way. And through that knowledge, he empowers me to be able to outreach in any small way that I can for those who are suffering as my brothers and sisters in him.
I've been running round in circles, chasing my tail and lost my way, seeking shelter in different corners, never finding a place to stay. Somehow ended up here on the ground. Brother, help me up, I've fallen down. I know that I've hurt the ones that I hold dear, the ones I love. Thought that I would find the answers, drinking till my feet felt numb, just like Father did when I was young. I don't know how I could be so dumb. I've been lost far too long. I can't see, I'm trapped in darkness. Life has turned its back on me, it seems. Brother, help me up, I've fallen down. Have you ever felt like someone who's meant to be somewhere else, caught inside a state of mind where nothing's really making sense? That's why I've been left here on the ground. Sister, help me up, I've fallen down. I've been lost far too long. I can't see, I'm trapped in darkness. Life has turned its back on me, it would seem. I've fallen down. Brother, help me up, I've fallen